Okay, so on number 1 and 2, I'm asked to identify the main operator, which I will denote as MO, and determine if it's a tautology, a self-contradiction, or contingency. So the tautology is if the MO is always true. The self-contradiction is if the MO is always false. And then the contingency is if there is at least one of both. So on number 1 and 2, we're not told the truth values of our statements, so we have to make a truth table. So number 1 is saying if n, then if n, then n. So I only have one statement to look at, so I only have two truth value options. So n can be either true or it's false. So I'm going to start by copying down the truth value options for n under n, and then I'm going to color code my operators. I have 2 operators. So I'm going to say the first horseshoe is blue and the second horseshoe is pink. So here, and the horseshoe's only false if it's a true false. So I have true true, false false. So oops, this is true and this is true. So then I compare it with the blue. So I have n, if n, then this column. So true, true is true, false, true is true. And so the last column that I look at, once my table is completely full, the last column that I touched is the main operator. So this one, this is the main operator. And since the main operator has all truths, it is a tautology. So then the second one is if P then A then Z. So I have 3 different statements. So I'm going to have 8 rows. So it's 2 to the power of the statements. So 2 cubed is 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. So there's 8 rows. So if P then A then Z. So P, we have 8 rows, and so P is going to be split. True, 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 true. False, 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 false. Then A is split. True, true, false, false. True, true, false, false. Then Z is true, false, true, false, true, false, true, false. And so this is what I don't like, but whatever. I don't like having to copy each time. It'd be easier just to compare over here where I already wrote them out and just say, okay, the horseshoe is this, the horseshoe is this, but I'm gonna just do it how the instructor is doing it. So again, I have two operators. And I like to write them out in order. It doesn't really matter. But I like to write them in order that they're presented in the preposition. So I'm going to copy the truth value options. So I'm going to do inside the parentheses first. So if true, then true. If true, then true. If true, then false is false, false. And the rest of these are true. And then I'm going to compare the pink statement to Z. So true, then true is true. True, then false is false. False, then true is true. False and false is true. True, then true. True, then false. True, then true. True, then false. It's false. So the last column I did was the purple column. That is my main operator. The second horseshoe is my main operator. And looking at the purple operator, or the purple column, which is the main operator, I see a combination of trues and false. So this is contingency. So the rest of the problems, 3 through 8, you are told that A, B, C are true, and that X, Y, Z are false. And 3 through 8 were problems from 6-2. So just in case that you didn't understand those, I'm going to go back through them. So number 3, I have A and X. So A is true, X is false. So this translates to say true and false. So you can't be true and false at the same time, so this is false. And since we only had one operator, the dot was the main operator. And so in the homework, it wanted you to write T and F and then put an X under the main operator. And then 4, I have 2 operators. I have X or not Y. So X is false, Y is false, but not false is true. So now I can say the statement translates into saying false or true. So now I have a proposition with just one operator, so the or is my main operator. And false or true is true. So the main operator is true, so the statement is true. Or the proposition. The whole thing is true. Then 5 is not C or Z. So C is true. Z is false. Not true is false. So this becomes false or false. So again, the wedge is the main operator. And false or false is false. And then 6 is not B, or if Y, then A. So this one, the order really matters. So B is true, Y is false, A is true. So I'm just going to look at the parentheses. I have false, if false, then true. That is true. So I can rewrite this whole horrible looking thing as not true or true. And then not true is false. So this becomes false or true, which is true. And so that wedge is the main operator. And the whole thing is true. And then 7, I have A, if A, then not Z or not Y. So then A is true, Z is false, Y is true. So not true is false. So that becomes true. If true, then not false or false. So false or false is still false. So if true, then not false. Not false is true. So that becomes true or, if true, then true, which is true. And the horseshoe is our main operator. I think, to me, it really helps writing it down, like changing it and writing it down each time. So you can see what the main operator is.